So in today's class, what we will be doing, in our previous class we have discussed about the Maven. What is the Maven project? What is the advantage of Maven project? We have added the dependencies for the Selenium, as well as we have added the dependencies for the Excel connectivity for the POI library. And in our page.java, that is, we have to write our test cases in src test java. In our page.java, we have created this reusable component open workbook connection to open the connection with the workbook. Okay, so now today what we will be doing, we will be making one comprehensive example, a demonstrative example, in which we will be giving you the demonstration of using Selenium and JDBC together. For that, we have already created one Excel package, so I will be adding one more Excel sheet in this package. So there is one demonstrative example, so I am having one Excel sheet responsive one, which I will add to my project here. This is one Excel sheet which is provided by the organization, by the company. Let us open this Excel sheet to check what is inside it. So if I open this Excel sheet, I have got this information. This is the data generally provided by the companies. Like here, I am giving the information: browser, URL, resolution, expected width, expected height. The company has given me the data to test. So it has given me the data which browser to open, which URL to open, in which resolution you want to open, and what to check. Like I am giving you the idea. If I just copy this particular link, this is the web page we want to access, and I want to access this page with a different resolution. Here these are the images coming, and I want to check this image with the different resolutions. Like we have already discussed resolution, that is responsive resolution 400 by 620 pixel or if you are using some AirPad AIR, then different resolution. So you see image size is changing as per the resolution, है ना? Galaxy Fold, the look and feel is changing. Okay, so this is what we want to do, that is we want to open this web page with a different resolution, and there we want to check whether the image width and height is as per the requirement of the client, or it is something else. That the thing we have done in our UI testing program, if you remember. This is sheet number 1, which is provided by the company, and say this is sheet number 2, in which we will be adding the status, which resolution I have tested, what was the expected data, what was the actual data, and whether it is matching, then pass. If it is not matching, then it is fail. Okay, so I will record this information in sheet number 2, and from sheet number 1 I will gather this information. This is what we have to do. So this is the company provided Excel sheet which we have added to our project. And now when we have added this to our project, we will be making our test case here. In Rakesh Maven only, I am creating a test case. New class. Let us give it name as, say, resolution test. Main method, finish. Inherit the page.java to get the utilities. Extends page. Okay, and now import this package and then create your own method. Okay, throws the exception. Now, up till now, what we were doing, we were, if in our previous examples, when we extend page, we write open browser first, and in open browser we write Chrome and the URL which we want to open. But now in this example, I have this Excel sheet available with me. From this Excel sheet, I have to check which browser to open, which URL to open. So it means now I have to get the data from this Excel sheet. So hence, what will be my first step? Now my first step will not be open browser. What will be my first step as a manual test engineer? That is, I will be opening this Excel sheet first, because from here I will be reading that information what I want to test. So hence similarly, I will not make the open connection, an open in a browser. I will make the connection with the Excel first. So now what is the connection with the Excel? We have created this method in our last class, open workbook connection. So we'll inherit this method, Control C, Control V, and here we'll pass the name of the Excel file. Now Excel file path we do not have to give, because path we have already given, that is path from our own project up to Excel will remain same. Only the workbook name we have to change. So we'll only give the workbook name. Now here the workbook name is responsive one. Responsive one dot XLSX. Okay. Responsive one dot XLSX. Responsive one dot XLSX. So our first step is completed. That is, we have connected to the Excel sheet. That thing we have done in our last session also. Now connection has been established. Next step is to read the data. I have to read this data from the Excel. Hence we will be writing our statement object. Statement stm is equals to con is inherited, con dot create, con dot create statement. Statement we can import from java.sql, java.sql. And statement method we have discussed is execute query to select the data. To select the data, select star from sheet 1. This is sheet 1. So select star from sheet 1. I will get the reference of result set. Result set, which I can import from SQL package. And then there are multiple records. So I will use while loop. While, because we don't know how many records. Maybe this Excel can be changed also. Like we can add more records to it, or we can remove some records. So whatever the data is, we are reading it. So while rs dot next, while rs dot next will move the pointer from one record to another record. Until there are records, it will keep on moving while rs dot next. And then from each row we have to get a string browser is equals to rs dot get string column number 1, string URL. is equals to rs dot get string column number 2. Okay, then resolution string rs dot column number 3. Expected width, expected height. अरे रे तो जरा इसको देख. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are reading the data from the excel. बोल रहे थोड़ी देर में कॉल करने. Now we are reading this data from the excel. Column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, column number 4, column number 5. Now this data we will be reading 3 times. One for this row, one for this row, one for this row. It will go to row number 1, read the data, then row number 2, read the data, row number 3, read the data. And now when we are reading the data 3 times, we have to open the browser 3 times also. We have to open the browser 3 times. So hence, inside the while loop, I will call this method open browser. Which browser to open? Which URL to open? Okay. This is called data driven. Data driven means in previous example we were hard coding it. Which browser to open, which URL to open, we are writing like this. But here we are reading this information from here and then executing it. And it will open the multiple browsers in while loop. All these methods are inherited. This one is also inherited. Now, after the browser is opened, I have to open the browser with a specific resolution, this resolution. For that, driver dot manage dot window dot set size. This all these things we have discussed in our previous set size. And in set size where we will write new dimension. And in new dimension what I write some numeric digits like this, new dimension. The new dimension is coming from org.openqoa.selenium, this one, new dimension. So it will open it in this dimension, but here I am getting this dimension 1440, so I have to break 1440 separately and 900 separately, 375 70 and 667 separately. So here I am getting it as a string. This resolution I am getting as a string, but here I want to pass it as an integer. Here int width, int height. So what I will do, I will break resolution. And how to break the resolution? By using string tokenizer class. String tokenizer str is equals to new string tokenizer str is new string tokenizer. Resolution we want to break by using the identifier comma. So we have discussed string tokenizer is a class which is used to break the string by using some identifier. What is the identifier? Identifier is comma. That is, from comma I want to break 1440 and 900. Int width is equals to okay. Str dot next token will break the first token. Dot trim will remove the spaces, and integer percent will convert to the int. All these things I think you should be able to understand, because we have done this in core Java and also in many examples shortcut tools. And height. So it means the data I am getting from the Excel, I am getting the resolution, width and height, and again instead of 89 I will pass width and height which I am retrieving from the Excel. So it means this browser information is coming from the Excel, this URL information is coming from the Excel, this width and height information is coming from the Excel. Now after the browser is opened, what I have to get? I have to get the actual data here. This is the actual data I want to get. For actual data, I have to inspect the element here. This is the, and I have to take the x path of this element to get the width and height. So I will copy x path, and preference is to use the external x path. So now I will create one more package in src test Java. I will create one more package, new package, and I will give it a name, say as xpath. This is also we have discussed in our previous examples. And in xpath I will create a new class, say all x path, finish, and here I can create public static string and say image is equals to, and paste. That is, we have taken external xpath. This is external xpath. We have recorded over here. Now we can use global variable. Before that, in page.java we have already added page factory. Page factory is used for @find by. We have already added this page factory in our previous example. So I will use @find by. @find by xpath is equals to package name. Package name is xpath dot class name dot static variable. Okay, so now we have to import find by and web element. Static तो था. Okay, final, public static final also we have to do. Constant means there it should be constant. Public static final. Okay. The variable which we have to define is constant variables. Constant variables which are both static and final. Now it means we are reading the X path from the external source. And now what we can do? Get data from website. Now I want to get the data from website. For that, I will use this img dot get CSS value. So we have already discussed what is CSS value to get the style. I want to get the width of this element. So now it will give me the actual width. And I will get the height of this element. Okay. So now we have a data from the Excel in which we are expecting, and we have a actual data which is available on a site, width and height. So now what I will do? I will compare if exp width dot equals actual width and exp height dot equals actual height, then we have to report it as a pass. So we are comparing expected width and actual width, expected height and actual height. Then we have to report it as a pass, else we have to report it as a fail. Now where to report it? I have to report it in sheet number 2 here. Here I want to add the data which I have tested. So I will write stm dot execute update. stm is a statement object which we have already created and we are already connected with the Excel sheet. And here I will write execute update and I will write the insert query. And all these things I am writing inside the while loop. This is end of while loop. This is end of while loop. Everything I am writing inside the while loop because first time I have to read this information, execute and insert. Then again second time read another information, execute and insert. So it means I have to open the browser 3 times, do the testing and insert the data 3 times over here. So everything I'm writing inside the while loop. So execute update, insert into sheet 2. Insert into sheet 2. What values I have to insert? Sheet 2. Resolution expected. Resolution, comma, expected, comma, actual status. Okay, insert into sheet 2, column name, column name, column name, column name, values. Now values, we have to write resolution, single quotes, double quotes to opening of the double quote, ending of the double quote. This will make one string. With that, I will add this resolution which I am getting from the Excel. This one, which I am testing. So I will add, then again double quote, single quote, because it will remains within the single quotes. Then comma, another single quote, then again plus. What we have to add? Expected. The expected is this one, exp width, exp height. So I will write exp width plus double quotes into I have used x plus exp height, single quote. So if you see, this is one data, single quote start, single quote close. This will be treated as a one data. And here I have added expected width into expected height. Okay. Then again comma, single quote, double quotes plus. Now what I have to add? Actual data. So again I will write in same way, actual width into actual height, single quotes. So again this will become one data, single quote start, single quote close, and one data, actual width into actual height. Then again comma, single quote, and last one is the status. So status I want to add it as a pass, single quotes. Okay, one double quote is extra, remove it. So in that way we have added the data with the query, SQL query. Insert into sheet 2, resolution expected actual status, single quotes resolution, comma, single quotes expected data, comma, single quotes actual data, comma, single quotes pass. This will be the SQL query. Now, as we have told in our last class, that when you are doing the insert, it is compulsory to close the connection. If you do not close the connection, it will not insert. It is compulsory to close. After every insert, it is compulsory to close the data. It is compulsory, otherwise it will not insert. Now the problem is that it will insert the first record. It will insert the first record, and after inserting the first record, the connection is closed. And when connection is closed, it will not continue to read the other data and insert it. So what we have to do? We have to, and closing the connection is compulsory. So hence what we have to do? We have to reopen the connection. After closing, we have to reopen the connection. Otherwise, it will insert only and check only first record only. It will not insert and check other records. So we have to reopen the connection. To reopen the connection, again I will copy this up and statement both, and paste it. This statement we have already created, so I will write only str. After every insert, you have to close the connection and reopen the connection. That is you have to do. Okay. Now I will copy all of it and paste it inside the field. Everything will remain same. Just I have to change the information from pass to field. Okay. Now we'll run this program. Hopefully I have explained each and everything step by step. So you have understood. If any problem in understanding, you can ask. And then r dot call the method. As told you, whenever you are inserting the data, so your Excel must be closed. So we should close our Excel. Okay, and then run this particular program. Resolution test. Right click, run as Java application. So it is reading the data from the Excel, which browser to open, which URL to open, which resolution to open. Okay. So it has opened 1, 2, and 3. You see, 3 browser it has opened in different dimensions. It has opened. This is different dimension. This is different dimension, and one more. So 3 browsers it has opened. That means it is reading the data. Now I will check what is the result, pass or fail. So I will again open it and check it. So you see, sheet number 1 data it is reading, and in sheet number 2 it is inserting the record 3 times. First resolution I have tested. This was expected data, this was actual data, it is failing. Because I think it is 153.7 578, but it is 587. 578, 587. So it is not matching. So hence it is failing. So in that way, all the 3 are failing, not as per the expected. Understood? Okay. Now, I will make one more example. Say, again, I will make one Excel sheet, or I can use the current Excel sheet also. Like a student I have used, like here, one student.xls is there. There are some user ID and password. Okay. So now what I want to do, I want to send this user ID and password. Multiple user ID and passwords are there, and I want to test this user ID and password on a Facebook. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to go to Facebook. Now the company is not giving me the information which browser to open, which URL to open. So it's not compulsory. It's a demonstrative example. So it's not compulsory that they give you this information. Maybe in this example, I'm saying that it is your choice which browser you want to open. You know the URL, but here you want to this data which I want to pass, user ID and password and login. This data I want to get from the Excel. This one I want to get for 3 records, and this data I want to get from the Excel. Okay. So again, first of all, I will go to external and I will make my external XPath like public static final UID is equals to, you can mark this XPath is for resolution test. You can mark so that you come to know after, like there will be many XPath when you're writing a project. So you can mark Facebook login XPath. So welcome to public static final string UID. Okay. Then again password. Button. Button I will take name is equal to login, because ID is dynamic, we already discussed. So I will make my XPath name is equal to login. At the rate name is equal to single quotes login. And if I write the data, say this one, Sam, 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 and if I click on login button, I will get some error message if it is not a valid user. Okay, so I'm giving this error message. The email address or mobile number isn't connected to account. So I'm expecting that this error message may come. So again, I'm okay. So you can Copy export. So these are the external exports we have written. Now we'll make an example. Again, go to the test cases, new class, say Facebook login. Same extends page. Then test, same throws exception. Now in this case, we know which browser to open and which URL to open. We are not reading this from the external file. Here we were making the verbo connection first. But now here, what I will do, I will open the browser first directly. So it's not compulsory to mug up the things. You have to understand the things. And you have to follow. There is no logic building. As we were when we were doing the core Java, I told you it is series of the steps only. The manual steps which you have to do, you have to write in same process. There is no logic building. So just we have to open the browser. Say I want to open the browser Chrome, and then I have to visit this website, that is facebook.com. Not reading from. Okay. After that, we have to read the data. So for that, again we will use @find by xpath is equals to xpath dot package name dot class name dot uid. Then again password. Then button. Then dot error. So we have taken the xpath and from the external file Now we have to just write it. Now if I write UID dot send keys, then I have to send keys from this Excel. I have to read the data from this Excel. So hence I have to make the connection first so that I can add the data to the Excel sheet. So now I will make the connection with the workbook. Here. So it is as per your requirement. And then student.xlsx on. Student.xlsx. Student.xlsx. Also check the extension. Sometimes the extension is XLS only, maybe. So there are two extensions, XLSX or XLX only. So you have to check the extension also. After the connection, again same. Import java.sql. Then we have to read the data. Same result set. Now we have to read the data from sheet number 2. Select star from sheet 2. SHEET. Sheet 2. This is my sheet 2. SHEET sheet 2. So select star from sheet 2. Import the result set from SQL. Then again while rs dot next. Like this. And while rs dot next, I will read the data. String say UID is equals to rs dot get string. You can change the name UID because UID we have already taken. Web element we have taken the name as UID. So again if I take UID it will be error because variable is already defined and there will be confusion also which UID I am referring to. So here I am giving the text box reference as UID. So here I will give some another name, say ID only. rs.get string column number 1. So it is getting the data from Excel. Again string pwd, or instead of pwd again we have taken the pwd. So I will take some another, say pd is equals to rs dot get string column number 2. Again it is taking the data from Excel. And now when we are taking the data from the Excel, there I will write UID dot send keys and ID here and PWD here, this one. pwd dot inside the while loop send keys, and again I will write pwd pd, this one which I am reading the data from there. So data which I am reading from the Excel id pwd, I will pass as a parameter to the send keys method uid and pwd. Then button dot click. Now when the button will click, I can get the error message or not. So if I write err dot get text, I will get an error message which I can print. Now as we have discussed before also, that maybe I am not getting this error message. This error message is not displayed. So it will give you the error. So I will keep it inside the try block. Try and corresponding catch. If it keeps in a try block, then it means error is coming. If error is not coming, it will go to the catch block. Catch block means no error. No error message. No error message means that the person has been logged in. Error is not coming. So now we have to record this information in, say, sheet number 3. In sheet number 3, now making one more sheet. In sheet number 3, I want to record user ID which I have tested, password which I have tested, and status, member or not member. So I want to record it over here, UID PWD status in sheet 3. So if it is coming in try block, what I will do, I will write same thing again, stm dot execute update and insert into sheet 3. Now where am I inserting? In sheet 3, UID PWD status, UID comma PWD comma status values, UID comma PWD comma status values. Again single quote, double quote, plus data I am getting from the Excel ID which I have tested, comma single quote, again plus data I am getting from the Excel PD, and if it is coming in try block, then I will add this error message, again single quote plus ERR MSG, or you can also add not member. So we have created this SQL query, ID comma PWD comma error message. Then I told you it is compulsory to close workbook connection, and after that it is compulsory to reopen it. Now instead of if or else, I'm writing it inside try and catch. If it is inside the try, it will insert it as an error message. Otherwise, if it is coming to the catch, I will insert it as a member. Okay. Now there is one issue more. What is the issue? That if I am writing the first Sam and another time Sam, and I click on this login button, it will take me to the another page. Look, this is a separate, this is a URL, and this is a separate page. Here XPath will change, user ID XPath will change, password will change. If I want to add new data, if I want to add this one data, Tom, if I want to add this Tom, then what I have to do? I have to manually, you have to check the manual process also. What is the manual process? If I want to enter Tom, then I have to go back either. One way is, because here XPath will be different. This text box XPath will be different. So it is up to the person. He can, one more way he can do, he can take this XPath as separately, and then again he can enter the data Tom over here, or we can go back like this, and again we can clear it. Now if you see, if I go back, I have to clear it, and then I will add next data Tom, then again click, then again it will check, and again I have to go back. Or even if he's logged in, maybe error is not coming, then the welcome page will come, and then you can again go back to test the new data. But when you go back, if it is logged in, then again you may not get the same page here. Okay, so another way is that close this page every time after checking. Every time close this page and open this page again. This is also one approach. That is, instead of going back, close it and open again, close it and open again, and check the data. So let us try to do in both ways. Say in this example, just hold for 2 minutes. Are you rolling? Reto, come down the stairs. स्पेसिफिकली मना कर देना हमारे घर में मना डाले, बोलना भैया हमारे पर प्रॉब्लम है अस्थमेटिक, तो और कहना उसको तो हमारे घर के अंदर मत डालिए आप, स्पेसिफिकली मना कर देना जैसे आए यहाँ पर. ठीक है, तो विल डू इट इन बोथ वेज. So let us try to do it first way, that is after the data is inserted here, the data is inserted, we have to go back. So we have done this thing, driver dot navigate dot back. Here also, हाँ नीचे से मना कर देना, नीचे से ना डाले, वरना घर में मत डालना भैया, बाहर ही डालो, दरवाजा खोल कर मना कर देना. driver dot navigate dot back. Okay, and when you go back, you have to clear this user ID, because user ID will remain there. So there is one more method, uid dot clear, which will clear the text box. If there is any data, it will clear it. Similarly, pwd dot clear. it will clear the text box. Let us try to run it and check. Okay, close the Excel and run it. Open the browser, enter the data, clicked on the login button, go back, then enter the next data, then again enter the next data, and in that. So that approach is also fine, but this approach is working when in all the three cases he is not member. In all the three cases he is not member, then I think it will work. But if in one case the person successfully logged in, then if you go back, then I think it will not go back to the login window again. You can try by yourself. If you enter the valid user ID, if you enter the valid password, you click on login button and you are successfully logged in, and then you click on back button. Maybe you will not get the same and a user ID password. It may happen. So another approach is, first of all, let us check whether has been inserted or not. So I will go to again this Excel, right click, properties, student, and here it is sheet 1 and sheet 3. Member, it is inserting as a member. Data is inserting, but wrong information is added. Let us check why it is giving member. Let us check what is the problem. That is, acha, okay, sorry. Uh, if it is going to the tribe log, then error message is coming. If error message is not coming, okay, so but error message is coming now. Error message is coming. Maybe the error in XPath system.println error message. I have closed it. No problem. Chalo, I will run it again and then check it. The next approach is that instead of going back here, one more approach. That is, I do not want to go back. Instead of that, I want to open the browser again and again. So I will keep this open browser code inside the while loop here, like this, like we have done in our previous example. But here in previous, I was reading the data from the Excel and passing it. Here I know browser and URL, but I'm writing inside the while. Open browser will open the browser, enter the data, get the data from the Excel, enter the data, click on the button, and after clicking on the button, if error message is coming, insert. If error message is not coming, insert, and then close the browser. So now instead of going back, what I can do, I can write close browser, which will close the browser so that I get to open another browser like this. So both ways are correct. Back also, but as told you, back better is to close the browser and reopen it again. So I've written this code again. So let us try to do it again. Okay. Now it is closing and entering the data. So both ways are right. Now it is up to you. And basically we cannot learn the things. Objective of doing these examples are that follow the manual process. What the manual process, what actually it is giving. Try it in a manual way and then execute it in your program. Okay. I think it is not giving me the error message now. Here, logged in as a Harry. It is not giving me the error message. That's why it is giving me the message as member. So that's why I'm getting this message. Some error messages here. One time error message is coming. One time error message is coming. Other time, another time error message is coming. Okay, main objective, I think you have understood. What is the main objective? Here also. Okay. So three times browser is opening up and it has closed the browser. Let us check it. Again, it has entered three times, but it has entered as a member, member, member. Maybe some logical problem. Member, member, member. Error message is coming. Error message is coming. If error message is coming, then it should be inside the try block only. Insert into sheet 3, user ID, PWD, status ID, PWD, error message. System. Insert into sheet 3, user ID, PWD, status. अच्छा, हमने हमने ये वर्कबुक कनेक्शन क्लोज पहले कर दिया. Why we have written close connection over here? I think okay. This is the mistake. What we have to do inside the try block, execute update will execute the ठीक है, insert कर दिया, ठीक है, ये सही तो है. After insert, you have to close the connection and then you have to reopen the connection. Then again reopen the connection. ठीक है, reopen, close is compulsory. Reopen and then close the browser. But it is catch number. Close it is okay. Okay, let us I will see what is the issue. I will let you know. But I think you have understood the concept. What is the concept I'm trying to explain. Okay, so we'll keep up to here.